Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader on Monday, the 4th of April. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and as you see, Friday we ended up with a sort of spinning top type, sort of indecision candle. That's for sure. At the moment, there's a possibility we've got both the monthly and weekly pivots below us untouched yet. There's a possibility we could be heading towards those, although markets obviously remain bullish whilst they're above those levels. But it's not to say they won't drift off down. Now, looking at the dailies, I actually had to come out to the weeklies to look for prior resistance, and we've sort of broken this near-term resistance, and we're really looking at that 115 sort of area as the next point of resistance, the whole number. So that's really where we're looking at from that point of view. Okay, looking then at shorter time frames, just getting a picture of what's going on at the moment. Maybe a break of the lows along here could see us coming off towards the weekly pivot. Friday's lows, weekly pivot sort of area. We'll see how weak it turns out to be. Alternatively, push up to the upside. Well, Friday's highs in the R1, so very decisive at the moment from that Friday candle. Cable, on the other hand, is a little bit simpler. It's quite choppy on the weekly basis. Let's just bring this to a daily basis here, and you can see it's just chopping overall, but erring towards the downside here at the moment. It's already broken the monthly pivot. It's got a weekly pivot above us, but at the moment, looking at the picture here, again, erring towards the bearish side in this particular case. A break of the trend lines here could see us heading back towards that weekly pivot. There is the daily pivot above us as well, so and the monthly pivot. So all three pivots are sitting above us at the moment, but really all that just confirms is the bearish tendencies. But of course, we could see those hit. Right, moving on, dollar yen. We have got news out, I should say, today on the pound. We've got the construction PMI at 9:30, but there's very little data coming out today. Now, looking at the dollar yen, then pretty much back down towards these prior lows here. Again, weekly pivots above us, monthly pivots already been hit, but that's above us as well. And the daily pivots above us, so we have got some targets to the upside if it does start moving. At this stage, though, well, to me, it's quite bearish. So it'd have to start really getting a bit of a wiggle on for me to be interested at all on the long side there. Aussie dollar. Okay. So sort of very weak divergency sort of move that we saw on the dailies. It's rolling over a little bit. Got the weekly pivot below us. Certainly got monthly pivot below us. Already gone through the weekly pivot on this sell-off here. It's a bit more advanced than some of the markets. Very choppy looking when you look at it from an hourly point of view, but to me it's erring, if anything, towards the downside there. It's already called the weekly, as I say. It's got the monthly pivot below us, which is a possibility. Okay, I'll be looking, let's just put the trend line on there. So really need a break of that sort of trend line. Putting it on the current candle, of course, that might come lower yet before 8 o'clock, but the sort of levels, if it starts really moving down, it may be worth looking at the short side there. Right, Aussie dollar and finally Canadian dollar. A bit before I talk about the Canadian dollar, just have a quick look at oil. Okay, so oil's coming back off towards, let's just look at the dailies there, back towards the sort of $35, maybe a bit lower, back to heading south. It's at the moment sitting at 36.30. Got a bit of support on the 34,200 moving averages here, so it's a possibility it may find a bit of a hold there. Looking at it from the daily perspective, well, it's already hit the monthly pivot and reacted off that. Um, it's diverged a tad on the dailies here. Perhaps it could edge back up a bit more. Now, say diverged, it's not a proper divergence in terms of what we would call a divergence in our trading room, but the RSI is marginally higher this time than last. Look at the hourlies, some real pigs here really. It's now hit a monthly, weekly, daily. I'd almost be looking at shorting on the break of this trend line. It has put higher lows in, but this pullback here not looking the best. So any sort of reversal breakdown, I'd be looking towards a break of the trend line, maybe for the S1. Friday's lows first, and then the S1 sort of area. Alternatively, well, if it carries on in this route, maybe we'd see the R1 and Friday's highs in the week monthly pivot here again. So it's a lot of ifs and ors this morning. It's not very clear with some of these. There's a few in trend, like the pounds in a clearer trend in terms of lower highs, etc. But the others for me are looking a bit iffy. Okay, so as I said, news-wise, well, we've already had the Australian news out. So we've got construction PMI for UK at 9:30. Not a lot else after that. European unemployment rate, which is doesn't move the markets at all. At 10, 3 o'clock, Canadian Bank of Canada speaker at 3 o'clock. And factory orders in the US at 3 o'clock, but certainly the factory orders make little real difference. So that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.